San Diego Padres could get hot. They don't have a good next couple weeks. I wouldn't mind seeing the Yankees go out and get Juan Soto.
Wow. Okay, enough jokes aside. From the sheer stardom it would bring to both the Yankees and Juan Soto, does this trade really make that much sense? Is it really that smart for the Yankees to go out there and pay everything to get Juan Soto? Well, today, that's the kind of thing I want to talk about today, because this trade is going to be a blockbuster if it does end up going down. I think the obvious answer, of course, is yes, it is going to cost a lot and it will be worth it, but I want to talk about the positive to this trade package and also the negatives, because yes, there is some negatives and there can be some downsides depending on which way you look at it. So with that being said, let's start with the obvious. Juan Soto going to the Yankees would tremendously help their recent struggles when it comes to their offense. It seems that once Judge went down and got injured, the team has forgotten how to even hit a baseball. And yes, of course, they do have some really good games where everyone is hitting the ball extremely well, but recently it hasn't been so hot. As of recording, the Yankees are currently tied in 29th place with the Detroit Tigers with 696 hits altogether in the whole MLB. This is halfway through the season and it's starting to seem like the Yankees team just isn't performing the way you would think, considering how good they were last year. Now, a lot of that is because Aaron Judge is currently injured. That's a big problem for the Yankees. He is their offense, and that was a problem going into this season. Now, of course, if we added Juan Soto to this equation, if we brought him to the Yankees and we sold everything for him, he would extremely boost these hitting stats. And let me explain why. Even though Juan Soto has been kind of having a down year, he would extremely help this Yankees offense. As of recording on July 14th, Juan Soto currently has a total of 82 hits, 15 home runs, and is currently sitting at 153 OPS plus. To put this into perspective, now if Juan Soto was traded today, July 14th, he would have the second most hits on the team, as well as having the second most home runs and the second highest OPS behind, you guessed it, Aaron Judge. To put lightly, the Yankees need this Juan Soto trade. With Judge out right now, your main source of offense has come from Gleyber, Rizzo, and the off chance a rookie shows up or Giancarlo hits a bomb and you get lucky. It's been very lackluster and many Yankee fans seem to agree. Juan Soto would not only fix your offensive issues, even though he's been having a down year like I've said, he would also fix your glaring issue in the outfield. Now, if you guys don't follow the Yankees as much as I do, the Yankees have had a glaring issue in their outfield this whole season. They shuffled around 5 to 6 outfielders, and honestly, most of those people they shuffled into the outfield or they called up from the minor league system don't even play the outfield. Most of them are infielders, and a lot of people have joked about it that the Yankees currently have 3 DHs playing and 6 infielders. That is just how the Yankees are right now. And Juan Soto with someone like a Harrison Bader and eventually Aaron Judge coming back would definitely help this team a lot. Now, of course, that is fine. The Yankees can continue to do that and put out a lineup like this every day, but I really think having Juan Soto solidify your outfield alongside someone like Harrison Bader will definitely make Judge and other players on the Yankees team just feel more useful. And of course, people could say, yes, Juan Soto defensively isn't the best defensive player. He has his issues, and of course his gold glove from last year in 2022, a lot of people laugh at because he wasn't as good defensively as you might think. Juan Soto being in the outfield would definitely improve just the offense in general, and of course his glove will just eventually just get better the more he plays out there. Now, as a Yankees fan and putting myself into perspective of the Yankees front office or maybe even the pitchers, I personally would feel more comfortable with a defense with Juan Soto, Harrison Bader, and Aaron Judge, because right now they have people that are infielders playing the outfield. You have IKF playing the outfield, which makes no sense, and he's somehow been doing really well, so props to you, IKF, but still, it makes no sense. This is a no-brainer trade. But with no-brainer trades like this, of course there is some negatives, and let's talk about that, because the negatives to a Juan Soto trade means, plain and simple, the Yankees are going to have to sell their farm. They're going to have to give up a ton of prospects, and a lot of times when this happens, a lot of Yankees fans don't really like this, but then a lot of times they do. It just really depends on how well a player is going to do. Now, like I said, Juan Soto is having an off year. This guy is an extraordinary player. He's so young, and also you gotta also think, he has 1 year left of his deal. The Padres gave up a ton to get him last year, to get 2 years of control of him. Right now, Juan Soto has 1 year left, and the Yankees will have him for a whole season. Now, in this whole season, I really do think the Yankees might be able to make an extension for him or do something like that, give him a new contract to make him stay a little longer. Juan Soto has expressed that he loves playing in New York and that he really enjoys the atmosphere, the vibe. I think Juan Soto would be a perfect candidate for the Yankees, and the thing is, it comes down to the price point. Now, Juan Soto is going to ask for a ton of money. This guy is supposed to be the future of baseball. And of course, you have a ton of people on your roster with the Yankees that already get paid a ton of money still. You have Garrett Cole, you have Aaron Judge, you have Giancarlo Stanton, you have people like you said in free agency like Carlos Rodon. You are spending a ton of money. And yes, they're the New York Yankees. You expect that from them. But still, you got to put in perspective, Juan Soto is going to want to sign a long-term deal and for a ton of money. Now, before that even happens, let's talk about the trade package, because some people aren't going to like it, and I found some online that I've been looking at that I personally think this might end up working. So this person from Inside the Pinstripe says the Padres would expect a large package in return. You would have to give up probably rookie shortstop Anthony Volpe, with including Jasson Dominguez, which is supposed to be the outfielder of the future for the New York Yankees. You'd have to give up Austin Wells, which has been in the AAA system and things like that for a very long time. He's a person that should have been up by now this year, but they already have some of their catching positions and things like that filled. And of course, you have prospects like Roderick Arias and a number of other top prospects in their farm system. Acquiring Juan Soto would mean it would be a win-win for both teams, but it still would feel a little bad for the Yankees because you'd be giving up a ton of your prospects. Now, on top of that, right, the win-win aspect of this trade, you have someone like Juan Soto playing with some of your prime players on your roster like Aaron Judge, Giancarlo, and you have prime pitchers like Carlos Rodon and Garrett Cole. Now, these players aren't going to get younger anytime soon. And Aaron Judge just came off an MVP season. Of course, he's injured right now. And Giancarlo is slowly making his way out of the MLB, not for another couple of years, but he is starting to show his age when it comes to his injuries. These are the type of people that you want around a Juan Soto to get into that World Series contention. A lot of people think the Yankees won't make a World Series in the whole reign of Aaron Judge unless his team gets extremely better when it comes to their offense. And I think Juan Soto is the perfect candidate to go out and get if you want to make that a reality. Also, I seem like a lot of people forget that Juan Soto is 24 years old. He won a World Series when he was, I believe, 20 if I'm not mistaken, or 21, whenever the Nationals won, but still, he's a young player. He's someone you could play every single day. When you look at Juan Soto, you think he might be a bit older just because of how he looks, but the dude is still really young. And to put into perspective, people like Judge, and when I say, like, for example, Giancarlo, he's getting older. He's someone that might not be able to play every day, but Juan Soto will be a concurrent player on your roster no matter what, unless some extreme career-ending injury happens, because honestly, he's some guy that just wants to go out there and play some baseball, and he wants to hit the ball. The Juan Soto shuffle is needed in New York. I think a lot of you guys might agree or disagree. Personally, it seems unlikely that Juan Soto will get traded unless the Padres do extremely bad like Derek Jeter said at the start of the video. Now, let me know what you guys think. I would love to hear your comments and things like that, just your opinions on this overall topic in the comment section down below. Personally, I really do think that if Juan Soto does get traded, the Yankees are going to have to give up a ton, like Clark Schmidt, for example. But I'm really curious, as a Yankees fan or a Padres fan, like, how do you view this? Or just a fan of baseball? Do you guys think this is overall healthy for the state of the sport? Thank you guys. Have a great day or night. If you made it this far, have a good one. Bye.